Our next speaker is, let me make sure I've got the right one here, is Nicola Mugnato. He's the head of FINMECCANICA's group security, cybersecurity. He reports directly to Andrea Rigoni, who's the executive vice president of that group. And we're really delighted that he was able to fill in on relatively short notice for his boss, especially since the topic of this panel is his area of specialty. He joined FINMECCANICA in 2007. Prior to that, he was in collaboration with various national and international law enforcement agencies. And that is a reminder to all of us that there really is criminal activity associated with cybersecurity. And so please join me in welcoming Nicola Mugnato.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the invitation. I try to be less boring that I can, because all the interesting topics are just mentioned by the previous speaker. The FINMECCANICA is part of the aerospace and defense industry, and we are, in the same time, a provider of cybersecurity services and products, and also we are a target of hackers and malicious activities. FINMECCANICA has more or less 73,000 employees, and 20,000 of them are engaged in research and development. And we spend more or less, we invest more or less 2 billion in research and development every year. For this reason, the intellectual property for us is one of the main aspects that we have to defend. Moreover, we have learned by our problem, and we have developed our own capability and our own technology that we have sell also to important international customers like the NATO. We won 2 years ago an international tender to provide the security for the NATO organization. What we have learned in these few years is that the threat changes continuously, and the evolution of the threat have modified the attacks. We are passed from the simple attacks to a very complex criminal operation that are performed not by a singular bad guy, but from very complex and very well organized organization. Normally, these kind of attacks are known as advanced persistent threat. And later I want to show you how the advanced persistent threat works. The main issue that we face normally are that we have to defend our data, our intellectual properties from stealing. And in the same time, we have to defend our own manufacturing chain by the SCADA attacks. The attacker can leverage on 3 main aspects. First of all, the IT infrastructure we have in our companies are structurally vulnerable. We haven't normally an insufficient detection and reaction capability, and moreover, we have the human factor, the less awareness of our employees about the cybersecurity aspects. I wanted to share with you an old study that I prepared 2 years ago for the Information Warfare Conference, and that I normally use to explain how the APT works. Now I want to teach you how to perform an APT attacks. And of course, we don't want you use this kind of information to attack your competitor, but only to be warned about the threat we are facing. I have used a company outside the manufacturing sector, so I have chosen a bank. First of all, we have to choose a country, and I have chosen the Pakistan. Then we have to find which bank we want to attack. And the main info you can find are on Google. So we write Pakistan banks Pakistan list, and you can find in Wikipedia, directly in Wikipedia, the list of all the banks. In this list, we have chosen the Askari Bank because the Askari Bank is a very interesting bank that is the only one run by army in the world. And the head of the board is a general. We have visited their website. It is a normal portal. Then now we have to find the entry point. Normally the entry point is an IT employee, or sometimes is a top manager, or probably all the employees can be used. I went again to Google, and then I have searched a system engineer. I find this one, Malik. All these are real information. In fact, I have covered the surname to provide to Malik some privacy. Well, now he is very famous. Malik is the right guy for me because now he is an audit manager, but before he was a system engineer, a system administrator. So he probably have an interesting account, and he can enter in a lot of interesting machine in his organization. Then I searched other information about Malik. I found his account in the SlideShare website. And here he started to give me information about himself. And then I can, of course, visit his Facebook profile. This is Malik. He's a nice guy because his degree in Pakistan University. He has a lot of Microsoft certification. This is another good news because the Microsoft system are quite simple to crack. There is a lot of picture about his interest, and it is nice because he likes Corano, but also Twilight and Britney Spears. Then I come back to the interest, and I see that he loves games. So I have a lot of information about him. Oh, he also likes sport cars, and he follows a Pakistan politician. Okay, this is his race car. Okay, now we have to find his mailbox. I come back to the web portal of Ascari Bank, and I went to the contact. And here I find that they use this format, name dot surname, and then the domain. So I quite sure that he will be Malik's dot his surname and then the domain. Now we have to find a topic that Malik could like. So we come back to his Facebook profile. We find his degree at this Lahore University. So we visited the university, but here we can find something of really interesting for us. So we search in his interests, and we find the politician, the Pakistan politician. Then we visited there are also in his diary an interesting information. He changed the main picture in his profile the 26th of March 2012 with this one. So this means that he followed this party, politician party. Okay, I visited the Facebook profile of this party, and I find a lot of interesting information that we can use. First of all, we take a picture from this Facebook profile. Then we create a PDF file. We add a zero-day script. The zero-day script is a very simple program that can perform malicious activities when the PDF is open in the target machine. And then we add the real malware, so the malicious program that we want to run in the infected machine. Then in the same Facebook profile, we find that they normally use an social.media account to send information to their followers. And so we take another picture and we prepare a fake mail that we will send from social media to Malik with this image and with the attachment that we have prepared. This is practically our bomb. We have prepared a very simple bomb. Normally I say that these kind of attacks are like the terrorism, because there is a very high asymmetry between the attacker and the defense. Each one of us can do this activity. It is exactly like to create a bomb with what you can find in your kitchen. And we have to remember New York, London, Madrid, and so on. All these groups have used very simple material to prepare a bomb, and now we are doing the same. Okay, we have prepared the bomb. Now we send this mail to Malik. Malik receives an interesting email with a simple image from the party that he followed. And what will do Malik? Malik will open the mail. The 0-day will work perfectly and install the malware inside the Malik's machine. Then the malware starts to communicate with a compromised server in internet. And it is really simple because the machine of Malik, of course, can navigate to internet. And so through this channel, the laptop and the PC of Malik can contact this server, and this server can contact us and to tell us that the malware is running inside the Malik machine. At this point, we can control completely the machine of Malik. Now what's happened? The infected machine of Malik starts to record all the keys are pressed on the keyboard, so can gather information like a username, password, name of the server, IP address, and so on. And all this information are sent to me, and we can, in fact, using this information, we can extend our infection inside the Raspberry Bank network. And install other keylogger and so on. Then we can collect other information of other user, and then to extend again the infection. But normally, I'm not alone. I have a team of bad guys that perform the same activity, and so we have a lot of channels opened inside the Ascari Bank organization. And our aim is to create this channel, to create, to maintain open and active this channel. At this part of the story, it started to work the team B, which are composed by experts of this kind of industry or this bank, for example. They normally use the channel we have opened and search the real information they need. So this is the advanced persistent threat. It is a very simple, very sophisticated, but practically very simple mix of social engineering, advanced hacking capability, and specific malware. You have to know that the standard antivirus that we normally use in the network are not able to find this kind of attack or this kind of malware and virus. They normally detect less than 40% of the malware that are older than 1 year and that are used against us. And it is not used only to steal information, but we have seen in 2010 that it was used also to create damage inside the manufacturing organization. In this case, in the Stuxnet attack, the US government have used it or have used a similar kind of technology and attack in order to gather information in the first phase and then to create the right bomb to use against the nuclear enrichment facility in Iran. And only when they was losing the control of this kind of malware, they ordered the last attack, and they destroy 1,000 Iranian centrifuges. Now, I jump some slide because I have finished the time. How we can defend? We have to perform all this strategy. We have to be able to detect. We have to able to understand, so to merge all the information that we are able to detect in our networks and in our hosts. We have to define a remediation strategy. We have to act the strategy and then to learn by our incident and to create a new product and new services in order to prevent this kind of incident. FINMECCANICA have developed for itself this kind of technology, and now we are able to we propose this kind of solution to our customer. The last information that I want to give you is that the GHQ, the Government Communication Headquarters in UK, the director of the GHQ said that the business secrets were being installed at industrial scale in 2013. And the head of ME5 said that there are now 3 sustained life. There is the death, the taxes, and there is a foreign intelligence services in your system. That's all. Goodbye. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Nicola. I'll be very careful if you send me an email.